Hello? Oh, at last it's you.
No. Yes.
Yes, very well. Hello?
Yes. No.
It was a real effort to hear you with all those people.
No.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes?
No.
No, I just came a minute ago. You didn't call me earlier, did you?
Yes. No.
Oh, no. I had dinner out
Yes.
at Marta's.
No.
It must be a quarter past 11. Are you at home?
No.
Well, then look
Yes.
at the electric clock.
No.
I thought so.
Yes. No.
Yes, dear.
But it's good.
Yes.
Last
No.
night? Well, last night I went to bed early and I couldn't sleep, so I took a pill. No, only one.
No. Yes.
9 o'clock.
Yes. No.
I had a slight headache.
No,
Marta came, she had breakfast with me. Did a
Hi,
little shopping.
welcome to this special episode of Radio-Choreography.
I put
We're broadcasting live from the Zwergelgartenpavillon in Salzburg.
Yes.
You're listening to Radiofabrik,
honestly.
107.5 megahertz in Salzburg and around. We will shortly begin the show.
After that I got
While our audience gradually gathers here at the gallery space, our listeners can enjoy for a couple of more minutes this mix by Nick Lloyd. Bear with us.
No. Yes.
She seems to be like that, but she really is. You were right as usual.
No.
The red dress with the fur.
No. Yes.
My black hat. Yes, I still have my hat on. No, I'm not smoking, only 3 cigarettes so far. Yes, it's true.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
You're sweet.
No. Yes.
Oh, but what about you? Just getting home?
Yes. No.
You stayed home? Oh,
Yes.
what
No.
crime?
Yes. No.
Ah,
Yes.
I see. Oh, you shouldn't work so hard.
No.
Hello, don't cut us off. Hello?
Yes.
Darling?
No.
Hello, please, if they cut us off, call me right back, will you?
No.
Of course. Yeah. Hello, don't cut... No, I'm
No.
here.
Yes.
The band.
No.
Einen schönen guten Abend auch von meiner Seite. Mein Name ist Jakob Wiederin und ich bin von der Radiofabrik und ich darf jetzt noch ganz kurz ein paar Worte sagen, weil wir diese Performance jetzt auch auf der Radiofabrik streamen bzw. live übertragen. Und ich freue mich, dass wir die Performance von der Netta da heute übertragen können. Für alle, die die Radiofabrik nicht kennen, die Radiofabrik ist ein freies Radio, das heißt, wir sind unabhängig, wir sind werbefrei und bei uns darf jeder und jede, der möchte, eine Sendung machen. Das bedeutet auch, dass wir ungefähr 300 SendungsmacherInnen haben und so vielfältig ist die Sendung und das freut uns auch sehr, dass wir jetzt eben diese Performance hier mit dabei haben im Programm. In diesem Sinne wünsche ich uns einen schönen Abend und viel Freude mit der Performance.
Hallo.
Ciao.
Grüß euch.
Hello,
Bin ich Madame?
Mein Name ist.
my name is.
Mi chiamo Radiofabrik.
Wir alle sind
Die Radiofabrik. Freies Radio für Salzburg.
Hi. Welcome to Radio Choreography. This is Tuesday, the 30th of July, and we are broadcasting live from the Zwergelgartenpavillon in Salzburg. My name is Netta Weiser. Benjamin Lageder is our sound person for this broadcast, and Alex Kieler is managing the streaming. I'm very happy to welcome our audience here at the gallery and our listeners on Radiofabrik. This show is broadcast as part of the School of Listening Differently, which is part of the public program of the Salzburg International Summer Academy for Fine Arts. In this radio choreography episode, we will listen to dance acts which were performed in times of war, migration, and resistance. A few of them also have a special connection to Austria. We will travel between Vienna, Athens, Teheran, Berlin, and Beirut from 1913 until today. These radiophonic dances come from different times and places, from the margins of official archives, from embodied memories and dissident voices. In this show, we invite these dances to manifest themselves through the waves of radio, to appear in the air between us, and lead us through this 1 hour of common listening. So let's begin. The first radio choreography takes us to downtown Beirut, to a derelict, oval-shaped building called The Egg. The Egg was meant to be a movie theater, but due to the outbreak of the Lebanese Civil War in 1975, its building was never completed. Since then, it stands abandoned in the urban landscape of Beirut. During the 2019 protests in Lebanon, activists took over The Egg. They filled the empty building with gatherings, discussions, parties, and graffitis. The following radio choreography relates to a dance action that was performed at The Egg by Berlin-based choreographer Dominique Tego. It took place while she was visiting her family in Beirut during the winter holidays of 2019, as protests were rising. Let's listen to The Egg dance.
تحكي باسمها مرأة تملك جسمها مرأة اسمها مرأة جسمها مرأة اسمها حقل تملك جسمها مرأة تحكي باسمها مرأة جسمها مرأة تحكي باسمها مرأة تملك جسمها مرأة تحكي اسمها حق المرأة جسمها حق المرأة اسمها حق المرأة جسمها لك جسمها حق المرأة باسمها حق المرأة تملك جسمها المرأة اسمها مرأة تملك جسمها حق المرأة اسمها مرأة حق المرأة تحكي باسمها حق المرأة تملك جسمها يلي واقف عالبلكون زعلي شعبك هون يلي واقف عالبلكون زعلي شعبك هون زعلي شعبك يلي واقف عالبلكون يلي واقف زعلي شعبك هون تملك جسمها تملك جسمها تملك جسمها المرأة حق المرأة تعلق
We were listening to The Egg Dance, composition by Azaden El-Shiani and Netta Weiser, field recordings by Marijn Royaerts, dance and choreography by Dominique Tego. Just to share with our listeners, while listening to this piece here at the gallery, we had this really beautiful sunlight of this low sunset. And it reminded me that when I was working on this radio choreography with Dominique, she told me about this dance she performed at the Egg, and that also happened during sunset. So she was also somehow talking about this reddish, sunlight that was really special for me somehow to listen to it this way with this big gallery windows here. And now we will continue to a dance that is happening just before sunrise. So we will listen to a choreography that takes us back to the 40s of the past century. And it's based on a text by Hannah Berger. Hannah Berger was born in 1910 in Vienna, and she was a dancer, choreographer, writer, and pedagogue. Along with her artistic work, she was an anti-fascist activist. And in 1942, she was even charged for hosting subversive communist gatherings in her home, and she was imprisoned for this reason in Berlin. After the war, Berger continued to develop her artistic and political work while commuting between Vienna, Paris, Italy, and the GDR, working with no permanent home. The radio choreography we're about to hear is based on a diary entry by Hannah Berger, in which she describes a dance that was never performed. Its subtitle translates to Sketches from a Prison Cell. Berger's diaries are part of an unpublished manuscript that is kept at the German Dance Archives in Cologne. The text you are about to hear is narrated by Christel Dreiling, who was up until recently the archivist in charge of the Hannah Berger estate. Let's have a listen.
An den jungen Tag. Opus 40, 1942, noch nie getanzt. Hannah Berger erzählt in ihrem Tagebuch. Erstes Thema: Durchwachte Nacht. Das rechte Bein auf die Pritsche gestellt, den rechten Arm auf das erhobene Knie gestützt, so dass der Kopf wieder in der rechten Hand zu ruhen kommt. Diese lastende Haltung findet ihr Widerspiel in der linken Seite. Über dem schräg gespannten Standbein pendelt der linke Arm, einförmig monoton, Symbol des langen Stundenzählens. Dieses dumpf einförmige Verstreichen der Zeit erfährt seine gleichsam metronomhafte Betonung durch die Begleitung näher kommender und langsam sich entfernender, schwerer Schritte. Wache im Hof. Zweites Thema. Durch Gitterstäbe fällt das erste Licht. Mit der zunehmenden Helligkeit verklingen die Schritte. Und diese Stille wächst mit gewaltigem Crescendo die in sich versunkene erste Haltung zu einem sehnsüchtigen Streben, dem einfallenden Licht entgegen. Formal wird das Fehlen einer großen Räumlichkeit dadurch ausgeglichen, dass sich die Gestalt auf die Pritsche erhebt, gleichsam als entferne sie sich von der qualvollen Erde, entrückt und lichtversunken. Drittes Thema. Nervöse, schnelle, gleichmäßige Schritte, die mit dem Rasseln eines Schlüsselbundes rasch näher kommen und sich entfernen, dringen schreckhaft in das Lichterlebnis der Gefangenen. Werde ich geholt? In dieser Stille Rückkehr zum Licht. Der junge Tag bricht an. Viertes Thema. Der Klang freier, jauchzender Glocken leitet den Morgen ein. Dehnendes, kraftvolles Recken. Bewusstwerden der Körperlichkeit in Ein- und Ausatmen. In das Knie sinken. Hymnisches Lebensgefühl. Fünftes Thema. Aus dem Unbewussten des Körpers im Takt und Ton der Glocken, die noch nachdenklich beibehalten werden, nachdem sie längst verklungen, lösen sich die pendelnden Bewegungen des ersten Themas, begleitet wiederum von den näherkommenden und sich entfernenden Tritten der Wache im Hof. Die Motive des ersten Themas entwickeln sich nun in der Umkehrung der Taktfolgen zur Anfangsstellung. Das düster Lastende steigert sich bis zum Zusammenbruch. Coda. Schließlich aber siegt doch das Licht, der Glaube an das Recht. In vollkommener Stille wachsen die Kraft, der Glaube an das Leben und der Mut zu sterben in eine einzige Geste zusammen, die den jungen Tag freudig und aufgeschlossen, ohne Groll und Bedrücktheit willkommen heißt.
We were listening to sketches from a prison cell, dance and text by Hannah Berger, composition by Miriam Schickler. The research was conducted in collaboration with Miriam Althammer. I think we have some non-German speaking people in the audience, so I will just read a short translation of the first part of this text. A sleepless night. Right leg is placed on a bunk. Right arm supported by the raised knee so that the head rests in the right palm. This heavy posture is countered by the left side. Left arm swings over the standing leg, moving in a monotonous rhythm like a pendulum counting the endless hours. The steady arm movement signaling the passage of time resembles a metronome to the sound of heavy footsteps, gradually growing stronger and nearer. The guard is in the courtyard. So a couple of weeks ago, I was broadcasting from the Body Show Kunstverein in Karlsruhe, Germany, where, by the way, you can still see my Radio-Choreography exhibition until September 1st. And in that broadcast, I hosted Anja Kassel, the Kunstverein's director and curator, who introduced me to the work of Lili Greenham. Lili Greenham was an Austrian-born artist, performer, poet, and composer. Her life story is quite difficult. Coming from a Jewish family, she had to flee Vienna in an early age. She lost her parents, survived the war, and after the war, she lived a nomadic life. And she became a leading proponent of sound poetry and concrete poetry. Lili Greenham is not a choreographer, but I would certainly see her work as radio choreography. I will now play an excerpt from a piece she created in 1970, in which Lili Greenham addresses the listener with the timeless question: Do you wonder about this society?
Do you wonder about this society? Do you? Right you are. Right. Right you are. Are you right? You are right. Are you left? Right you are. Are you right? Right you are. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. It is moving, moving. It moves, it moves, it moves. It moves freely, freely, freely. Are you left? Right you are. Are you right? Right you are. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. It is moving, 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 moving. It moves, it moves, it moves, it moves freely, 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 from the right to the left, from the left to the right, from the right to the left, from the left to the right, to right, to left, to right, to left. Do you wonder about this society?
The next radio choreography takes us to the space between Teheran and Vienna. It begins with the memory of the hijab that falls down on the stage and develops into a headbanging choreography of living in two cities. This radiophonic dance follows a performance by Shahrzad Nazarpour, who moved to Vienna 4 years ago. It was first performed at the Theatre University of Teheran, and it traveled along with her into the wilderness of the Vienna contemporary dancing. I'm very happy to play this special version of the hair dance here together with Shahrzad for the first time, live from Salzburg. This was the hair dance. Thank you very much, Shahrzad. We take a tiny break and we continue.
Hallo.
Ciao.
Grüß euch.
Hello.
Bin im adım.
Mein Name ist...
My name is...
Mi chiamo Radiofabrik.
Wir alle sind.
Die Radiofabrik. Freies Radio für Salzburg.
Hi, welcome back to Radio Choreography. We are broadcasting live from Salzburg, live on Radiofabrik. I'm pleased to introduce my guest. Shahrzad Nazarpour is a performance artist based in Vienna. She studied theater in Teheran, and she currently studies transmedial arts at the University of Applied Arts in Vienna. She works as a performer and choreographer in Vienna since 2020, and she is the creator and performer of the hair dance. Hello, Shahrzad.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. So maybe just to tell our listeners, actually, I met Shahrzad 2 years ago.
Right.
When I was preparing for a radio show at Tanzquartier Wien. And then we made this sonic adaptation of the hair dance. And this was actually the first time that we are performing it live with live performance and mixing. But maybe, Shahrzad, you can tell our listeners a little bit about the first time that you performed the hair dance.
Yeah, well, so I study at Tehran University of Art. I studied theater, and we got a task, and we had to make a monologue about our biggest phobia in entire of our life. So I was thinking, what is my biggest phobia in my whole life? And I was thinking, maybe because every time I went on stage, it was really my biggest phobia, and somehow I was struggling always to fix my scarf, and it was super annoying, and it was super annoying for me, for audience, so everybody. So I decided to make a dance monologue about the hijab, so obligatory hijab, with my hair and my hands, and I present the performance to my colleagues, and then I moved to Vienna, and I developed the idea, and I perform in different stages, yes.
Mm-hmm. And what was it like for you to perform this hair dance in Tehran? How did it develop while you were moving to Vienna? If you can reflect a little bit about that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, in Tehran, my point was more about the, as I mentioned, this obligatory hijab and the woman rights. But when I moved to Vienna, it got a bit different changes because I faced with different forms of discrimination, micro-discrimination. So I think it became very important for me to change my approach. So I developed my show, Hijab Offline, and this hair dance, actually it's a short part of this whole performance, and it's about simultaneously obligatory hijab and Islamophobia somehow, and micro-discriminations, and with a lot of irony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember, from our conversations back then, that we talked a lot about freedom and about the relation between, or how this performance can become a form of an emancipatory act. Mm-hmm. And something that really stayed with me from our conversations is that you talked about this notion of freedom and how this one somehow changed within these working processes.
Yeah, right. I mean, when I was in Iran, I was really so busy with these issues that exist, that they are existing in Iran. Then I moved to Vienna and faced with, as I mentioned, different form of discrimination. And I noticed that there is, for example, capitalism, there is neoliberalism, there is colonialism, and I couldn't recognize all this topic in Iran. But when I moved to Vienna, I could recognize, and I was like, in Iran, it was like a hijab, so a scarf, but here all these topics, they are boundary again. There are hijab, but invisible hijabs. And I think, we have a lot of work to do. And I mean, it's maybe not realistic, but I really believe that we are not free until everyone is free. So I think it's a good starting point.
This discussion somehow reminds me of a book by Maggie Nelson called On Freedom. And I have a little passage maybe that I want to read from it. It's also in our zine that people at the gallery can also carry with them later on. So Maggie Nelson writes, because we tend to associate unfreedom with the presence of oppressive circumstances that we can and should work to change, it makes sense that we might instinctively treat the knot of freedom and unfreedom as a source of pain. To expose how domination disguises itself as liberation, we become compelled to pull the strands of the knot apart, aiming to extricate the emancipatory from the oppressive. However, if we might find the time to delve into this entanglement, we might find ourselves less trapped by freedom's myth and slogans, less stunned and dispirited by its paradoxes, and more alive to its challenges. And Shahrzad, I would also like to invite you to read a poem that you wrote. Maybe before the reading, you can say a little bit about how this poem was created and when.
Yeah, I mean, when I wrote this text, poem, whatever, I worked in dance quartier. We had like a kind of dance performance, and we had kind of exercise. So we had to listen to random books, and we had to write down our text. So it was the starting point for me, and that time I was super emotional because it was simultaneously with this revolutionary movement. So it was super emotional for me, and I just try to use the words as a resistance. Yeah.
And can you say maybe a little bit about, actually, before the reading, also how this practice also connects to this big protests movement that we also heard of, like the hijab revolution in Iran, but I guess that there are more and more voices in this direction.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, I did first with my hair this hair dance, and then I continue and I made a series of performances which called Hair, Stones and Voices, and it's like a long durational performances in public space, it's in gallery spaces, and I use only my hair as a main character, and it's kind of protagonist for me because of this political context, and I just repeat very simple and daily movement, for example, 4 hours, 5 hours. Anyway, I mean, the points of this hair dance, it's again, I used really so very simple and daily movements, so combing, braiding, you know, and I think this is a very good connection with this protest because they practice everyday freedom because, for example, it's super interesting. I'm wondering how they use every single possibility for raising the resistance. For example, they go shopping, but they don't wear hijab. And it's kind of, you know, protesting in this sense. And I want to mention that when I use the hijab, it's not about the hijab, it's about the obligatory hijab. And I mean, when we speak about Iran, we have to speak about the whole continent and what's happening right now in Gaza, in a lot of countries, especially in Middle Eastern. So it's very important to really show solidarity, not only for a specific country, for the whole continent because they are really connected together. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead and read this poem for us.
Yes.
Is it okay if I play some sounds?
Maybe.
I feel like it.
Yeah. But should I start? Is a self-reflection, active passivity of paradox in our fathers. In our collective memories is still a deep censorship alive. She begins to be an animal. She died twice. Genocide the governments with a gentle deformation. Remove our acts, which identify our truth. Like a self-reflection in the crowd of voices. With necessary wars, with kisses, with so-called values of hurt, with undoing, with hand, hair, hiss, hadaqe, hanjare, wa half body, wa hate from body, wa harmonical body, wa hailing body, wa hashtag body, wa hard body, wa harsh body, wa hair body, wa human body, wa heard body, wa handling body, wa has a body, wa whole body, wa happening in body, with wading in water. Europe, love your neighbors. Emergency markets of apple pie while you are burning, and they say, a choral of invisible actions, a silent vocal, a crowd of words, like a big balloon with air. Champagne, symposium, exhibitions, the cellar of time and history. To be a form of effect, to be effective, to be beyond, to become an echo. To make a space, to take care of a space. A care without responsibility in a social form. And cheers.
Cheers.
Yes, I have water, but
Thank you, Shahrzad.
Thank you.
I think we're getting ready to introduce the last dance for this show. And please stay by my side, yes. Because I would also like us to invite this dance together, if that's okay. So let's hold hands. Please hold hands. And close your eyes. While we are calling the chair dance. It was created by Elsa Enkel, a German dancer and performer in the Viennese operetta scene of the 20th century. In 1913, she traveled to Greece with an operetta troupe and decided to continue her life in Athens. In the very same year of her arrival, she created a choreography which was performed as part of a review theater, which was commenting on the First Balkan War that was happening at the time. Take a deep breath. And feel your sitting bones touching the surface underneath them. Stay there with your attention for a while and breathe into this point of touch. The chair dance, performed at the Kotopoulos Theater in Athens. 6 performers and probably 6 chairs. Music appropriated from an operetta by Franz Lehár. New lyrics in Greek. Ironic tone. Soldiers return. The chair dance. A score from the literary archives in Athens, an infectious melody, a whisper in the wind, a choreography of us, touching at a distance. The chair dance was composed by Marta D'Angelucci, soprano Tehilani Nigodstein, pianist Michaela Catranis, chair sounds Netta Weiser, historical input Anna Leon, somatic research Mira Hirtz. And this is the end of our show. So if you like it, you are welcome to visit the radio choreography installation here at the Zwergelgartenpavillon in Salzburg, or the Radio Choreography exhibition at the Badischer Kunstverein in Karlsruhe, or just visit our website, radiochoreography.net. I would like to thank Benjamin Lageder for the sound, Alex Killer for the streaming, to the wonderful Summer Academy team, to curator Mayan Shelev, to Shahrzad, of course, to our audience here in Salzburg, and to you, dear listeners. Have a wonderful evening, and bye for now.